our evening walk in the woods, and then we're going to finish a few of our homesteading chores. We got to make sure we top up the rabbit food, top up their waters, and go check on the goats. Today was the twins' first full day out of their maternity ward. And by twins, I mean our two newest baby goats. And so they're just over 2.5 weeks old. I figured now that it's warm, it's time to let them out. So yeah, that's what they were getting up to today, getting to stretch their legs. Everyone respected the electric fencing today, which was nice. Always good to see when things work. But for now, we'll just take a walk in the woods. I have a really beautiful, I believe they're called palliated woodpeckers. They're the woodpeckers with the red head. Really nice to look at. And he's kind of been wreaking havoc on some of the dead trees, but I don't mind woodpeckers too much because a woodpecker usually is eating a tree that's already dead. It's already full of bugs. So it's no real big deal. It's not like a beaver that'll kill a 100-year-old mature tree just for the sake of it, sharpen his teeth. But caught him on the trail cam. Beautiful bird. So I'm sure I will throw up a quick little video about that later. But for now, I'm just gonna enjoy the sunset, enjoy a walk. Let's click a button there. Beautiful. Feel free to chat with me. We're just going for a walk in the woods, see if we see anything too exciting. Got to keep our eyes open. My dog had a great day playing today. She was a little lazy. She didn't want to come out for a walk. So instead of looking at her, you guys get to look at my beautiful face. Soon enough, the snow will melt enough that we can go explore deeper into the woods off the beaten path. But there's still probably a foot of snow out there, and I don't feel like getting snow in my boots. So we'll just enjoy the path. Somewhere around, I'd say 4 or 5 degrees Celsius, so it's a beautiful day. But you can feel the temperature dropping with the sun going down, so it's still chilly. It's always entertaining when you see the squirrels just digging up their pine nuts, their winter harvest. It's always surprising how much food they pack away before winter, just to have it on hand. One nice thing about walking in the snow like this is you can see all the fresh tracks, all the fresh trails, any fresh signs from any of the animals. It's definitely a benefit to walking while there's still snow on the ground. See if we can see any new signs of any animals, any new tracks. I did trek one of my trail cams earlier today. Nothing too crazy. Like I said, just that woodpecker. And WNB says pinhead. Don't know what that means, but sure, why not? Just out here in the walk in the forest, enjoying the beautiful weather. Still a lot of snow on the ground. We're in the far north in Canada, way up in the middle of nowhere. This feels like a long winter. Still have over a foot of snow on the ground behind me, but it's starting to warm up. Good enough day for a walk anyway. Just trying to keep my eyes open, look around while we're walking, see if I can see anything exciting to show you guys. And Beauty of Mother says hello. Hello to you, Beauty. I hope you are doing well. Also, if any of you guys have your own channels, make sure to drop a comment. Let me know that you have a channel, and I'll make sure to check it out. I always enjoy seeing what other people are getting up to, and it's nice when small creators can kind of come together. And Goofungi Lumptus says, we are still getting some snow in the Arizona mountains. Beautiful. We're not in the mountains here, but we're far enough north that we still got lots of snow. And Beauty says, how are you, sir? I'm doing good. I'm really enjoying this time of year. I really can't complain. It's finally warm enough to enjoy doing the animal chores. I've got a bunch of goats and rabbits and ducks and cows. And so every day you got to do chores, whether it's minus 40 or plus 40. So this time of year is perfect. It's not too hot, not too cold. And the scenery is just gorgeous. I assume just from the snow melt, all these leaves are coming up. It hasn't been particularly windy, but beautiful night for a walk, beautiful trail. This is one of my favorite sections of the forest, just nice mature trees, nice and spread out. And there's still about a foot of snow in there. We'll see if we can take a bit of a walk in there. We'll see if it's melted down at all, but I'm not a fan of trudging through the super deep snow. And is that snow? Preservance? Yes, it is. Also known as white sand, this is snow. I'm in the far north in Canada, way up in the middle of nowhere, and I still got about a foot of snow out here. The last couple days have been a little warmer, so you know, snow is melting, but still quite a bit here in the woods. And Perseverance says, hello from Florida. I hope you are doing well. I hope you're enjoying the nice warm weather in Florida. It really is beautiful back here. Like tons of cedar trees, nice mature forest. I cut this trail in. I've got a lot more trail I want to cut. This one comes out at one of my bays. Maybe I'll take you down to the bay. We gotta descend a bit of a hill that I haven't quite cleared. But let's go check out the bay. The water is still frozen. I don't think I want to get out on the ice because I think it's thin. But we can go check it out. Take a look. Then I have a beach on the south side of my property, and I want to build a road into that. I haven't quite got that far yet though. So this is kind of the end of the cut trail, so we got to do a little bushwhacking. Bear with me. And Preservance says, I'm in a rural area. It was 72 at 7 p.m. And this is all your land? Yes, Goofungi. I have 156 acres. Massive piece of property. And it's a peninsula. So I got water all the way around. We're about to come out in one of the bays. I just got to bushwhack a little bit to get down there because I haven't cut this part of the trail down. Here, I'll show you. Where I stopped cutting, it kind of gets thick in here. And so I haven't decided which way I want to go. But we can bushwhack a little bit just to get down to the water and check out the water's edge. Yeah, 156 acres. We've got water all the way around us. Oh, and it's a lot harder to bushwhack with a cowboy hat on, I can tell you that. Gotta crouch and duck, look around. Question for you guys. What is your favorite type of tree? My top 3 favorite trees is gonna be sugar maple, followed by a cedar, which we've got lots of right here. And then I'm gonna say my number 3 is probably a tamarack. You guys got a favorite tree? Let me hear it in the comments. And we've got, so I gotta catch up with you guys. Preservance says, wow, is acreage reasonable there in Canada? Because it's outrageously priced here in Southwest Florida. I don't know, you tell me. This land here was about around $2,000 an acre. It is peninsula. I do have pasture for farmland, that's why I got animals. But about $2,000 an acre. And Goofungi says, that is my dream. What an inspiration. I'm going to subscribe. Well, Goofungi, I appreciate you. I appreciate everyone joining the channel, everyone new, everyone returning. Thank you guys for being here. I'm small on the channel, I started this channel about 2 years ago. I bought the property a year and a half ago, and I thought this property is just so cool. I love coming out here and exploring, and I figure, why not bring you guys with me? Why not chat about it? Like I said, I've got goats, I've got cows, I got ducks, I got rabbits. We're doing the whole homesteading thing. There's so much to learn and so much to share, so why not? We're almost down to the bay here. We're just descending a hill, and it's super thick, so I'm kind of trying to find the best way out so we can look out in the bay. I think we still got a couple feet of ice. I could probably go walk out on it. Stick around if you want to see if I'm going to fall in the lake or not. I'm going to take a few steps out onto the lake once we get there. We're almost there. Just trying to find the best spot out of here. All right. I think right through the thick of it is the only way to go. I really need to cut this trail in. I just got to figure out where exactly to go. Okay. We're coming out. It's getting lighter. We're almost on the other side. Okay. I'm a real mountain man. Okay. While I catch up on the comments, let me show you the scenery here. And Just a Dude, welcome back, says oak and ash. Gufungi says I'm allergic to cedar, so pine is my favorite. Just a Dude says not elm. I dislike elm with a passion. Beauty of Mother Earth says I have subscribed to you. I appreciate you as well. Thank you. Preservant says purple jacaranda, pink cherry tree, and weeping willow. Yes, it's like 70,000 for an acre here. Holy moly. And maybe 50,000 an acre. Okay, yeah, well, I'm in the middle of nowhere, so $2,000 an acre. I will take it. And Gufungi says it's really easy to whittle and carve. Pretty smooth. The ice feels thick. Maybe not right there. But yeah, this is one of my bays. Now, like I said, my property is massive. So it comes down around here, all the way around. And then there's an opening over there, and it wraps back around. No one else here. I've got the whole place to myself. That's the beautiful part about being in the far remote north. I live off grid. I've got no electricity. I run off of diesel generator and solar, and I heat the house with wood. So as you can see behind me, I got no shortage of wood. It's a lot of work. I got to cut the trees down, drag them out of the bush, buck them up, let them season for a year, and then we burn it. But you know, being self-sufficient, there's something to be said about that. Hard to complain. I'm trying to listen. I can't tell what I'm hearing. I'm hearing something honking in the background, but I can't tell if it's like a trumpeter swan or if it's some other animal making a bit of a squawk. I want to say it's probably a trumpeter swan. It's about that time of year. They're angry because they probably flew in. Trumpeter swan, think of a big white swan with a black beak. They're beautiful birds, massive birds, and they'll migrate up here, but they might be angry because usually there'd be water by now, but we're still dealing with ice. And what a view. Oh man, walking on the ice scares me, and wood stoves are the best kind of heat and so pretty and peaceful. We have well water, which is bad. My neighbor has a wild pet pig. That's no fun. I am planning to get 4 pigs. Think your classic pink pig. In about 2 weeks. So I was just cutting some trails so I can run some electric fencing in the area where I want to house the pigs. I'm going to supplement them with hog feed. Also, if I go for a splash, don't panic. I'll get myself out. I'm just kind of walking around and testing the ice here. I have no idea how thick it is right now. I can see a bit of standing water here, but I'm going to assume that this water is fine. Something big walked through here at some point. That would be a bigger animal, like a deer. You could tell by the tracking pattern, the way they zigzag. A smaller animal can walk straight, but something like a deer or a moose, um, they have to zigzag. Just the way they look out their eyes. They're not looking forward. They're looking at the side. So they watch one way and then they turn, watch the other way. Whoa. Okay, we're gonna back up because we started to. Here, we left our own little footprint in the water there. We'll back off the slushy side. Anyway, I don't know if you guys can hear that. I don't think it's geese. I think it's swans. So pigs are native here. Yeah, we don't have any naturally wild pigs up here. Our winters are too harsh. So like your classic pink pig variety, those ones can't survive our winters. It gets down to -40. So if you're gonna have them and keep them in the winter, you've got to have a heated barn. So you're not getting wild pigs. Snakes. We have garter snakes. If you take a look on my channel and search for garter snake or snake, we've got some that are like 5 feet long, but they are their venom is not dangerous to humans. You can't even feel it. It's just enough to stun a mouse. They're virtually harmless. The worst part about a garter snake is that it'll let out like a stink, a smell, an odor when it gets scared. But otherwise, they are virtually harmless. I appreciate the snakes because they'll eat the mice, but it's so cold up here that any of your poisonous variety just can't survive. We don't have a lot of reptiles up here in that sense. And do you have any issues with predators on the farm? I had to scare away some coyotes. They haven't come back, so that's good. We have a problem with some foxes. They got some of my ducks. So the foxes are a nuisance. I would normally think to snare them, except I don't want to get my dog caught in a snare. So right now I'm just kind of doing my best to secure the animals so that the foxes have a harder time getting them. It's not an ideal situation, but it is what it is. And Preservin says, I'm going to subscribe. Thank you. I appreciate you as well. I appreciate all you guys. And just a dude, thanks for returning. And see, that's why I'm afraid of ice. Yeah, I'm not going to wander too far out here. At least where I'm standing right here is probably only about 3-4 feet deep. So if I do go through, I'm not going to have to swim. I'll be able to get out of here. And then Preservin says, of course, we have poisonous snakes in Florida, though. The water moccasin. Yeah, we're super blessed, super fortunate here. Nothing really too dangerous to worry about. We've got bears, we've got wolves, we've got coyotes, fox, cougars, things like that. But of all those animals, virtually no humans ever get injured or attacked. It's almost unheard of. So I'm not too concerned. I'm debating whether I take the bay back or if I go back to the forest. I think we're gonna walk along the ice and hope for the best. We'll see if we find a soft spot. I got a beaver den up ahead, so I want to go take a look at the beaver den, see how the beavers are doing. And I'll unsub and resub. Nope, I appreciate you too. Thanks for joining the chat. You do not need to unsub and resub, but thanks for commenting. And we get them here in New Mexico a lot. Yeah, we're super fortunate. We don't have any crocodiles. We don't have any venomous snakes. I don't even have any poisonous spiders out here. Nothing particularly harmful to humans anyway. What's the temp? Feels like it's around +4 degrees Celsius. So what would that be, like 10 degrees Fahrenheit, or not even? 32 is, sorry, 32 is zero, so probably like 40 degrees Fahrenheit. Somewhere around 40 Fahrenheit. Bobcats were always a problem with our chickens growing up. Yeah, we do have some bobcats and lynx in the area. Okay, so we got some standing water over there. But that might just be surface water. I still think the ice is thick. I still think I'm gonna take easy, deliberate steps here just in case. But I think the ice is thick enough to stand on. This is a gamble I probably shouldn't be making. Sorry, I'm getting a little quiet because I'm getting a little nervous. Beautiful shoreline here though. It's definitely soft. I'm gonna cut over closer to shore. Oh boy. Yeah, a little bit of a water pocket there, but that's okay. Get up towards these rocks. I know that it's with this rock cut here, it is closer to 10 feet deep here, so I don't want to fall in here. There's a big drop off here that I don't want to go for a swim in. And you say, sounds slushy. It is slushy. DJ, how are you doing? That's good entertainment for sure. Just waiting to see if I go in. This is like watching NASCAR. It's like, you know, you kind of hope I don't fall in, or at least I hope you hope I don't fall in. I don't know what to do here. I don't know what to do because I know that this is a big drop off and I don't really want to walk. I can't walk close to shore here, but going around seems sketchy. I mean, the surface is definitely soft. Like, I don't know. I don't think I can trust that. I'm definitely playing a little dangerous game here. I'm going to try to go deeper and hope that I can get past this soft slush without going through. I'm just going to take little steps, and if I keep going, I'm going to back up. We're almost over the boots here. I don't know about this. Come on. Oh! Okay. Oh, here's the trumpeter swans right here. Beautiful. There they are, folks. Beautiful. There we go. Okay, that's a good sign. Trumpeter swans. I'm taking it as a good sign. Got another little bird up there. What is that? Where are you? Landed in a tree? Yeah, it landed. Anyway, I hope you guys got to see those trumpeter swans. They are gorgeous animals. Here's our beaver dam I was talking about. If I can spin this around. Here's a beaver dam right there. We're still taking small steps. I'm just catching up on the chat. Sorry. They sound like hill cranes. Yeah, I think they are a very similar animal, to my understanding. I believe we do have some sandhill cranes here as well, but those ones are known as trumpeter swans. We're gonna go just along the shore here. I'm gonna show you if it's still open where the beavers are coming in and out of here. Oh boy. Okay. Yeah, right here. So they're coming in right in here. This was more open the other day, but right in this area is kind of their opening where they're coming in and out. Oh, they might be bunkered down right now. It's quite the little mound. See, what I don't like about the beaver. Oh my, sorry guys. I appreciate you guys letting me know, otherwise I would have just kept rambling. Sorry, when I spin the camera around holding it like this, sometimes I fat finger the mute button. Okay, I think we're safe to walk along the shore again. We got past that soft mucky spot. Anyway, what I was saying about beavers is what I can appreciate what they do. They built that home. They use mostly smaller timber to build the house and whatnot. But what kills me is they'll eat a 100-year-old tree to sharpen their teeth. And the tree's too big for them to use. It's too big for them to do anything with. Oh boy, we found a slippery spot. It's too big for them to do anything with it, and so they just kill the tree, move on to another one. It's super frustrating seeing them kill old trees like that, but it is what it is. And DJ says, where are you from? We are up here in northern Canada. We're in the far north. I've got a beautiful property here. It's a peninsula. I got water all the way around. It's a 156-acre property. And Preservant says, do you have a big house? No, I don't have a big house. I do plan to build another house on the property in a few years. But as of right now, I'm living in a really small house. It was a cabin. It was a 3-season cabin on the property. So I gutted it down to the studs. I insulated the whole thing and then put an addition on it and rebuilt it. And that's what I'm living in right now. I've got a wife and 5 children. I just had a baby on Monday. All boys. It's a busy house, but for now, the small little homestead house is serving us just well. I do want to build a bigger one as the boys get a little older, but that's probably a few years out from now. So yeah, nothing wrong with living in a small house though. It's a beautiful cabin. I can't complain. And DJ says, cool, I subbed. I appreciate you. Thank you. We are just on a subscriber run here tonight. Thank you guys. I appreciate it. The channel is still small. I think we're probably, with you guys, around 594-ish subscribers. So it's still small. I do a lot of live streaming. I don't know what to do here. I'm about to go through another puddle. I don't know if I go around or I go through it. I could try to scurry the bank, but I don't think I want to. Anyway, the nice thing about the channel being small is that not too many people are going to watch me go for a swim. I'm super worried about walking through this, but maybe I don't need to be. I don't know. Okay, we made it through. Feels good again on the other side. But yeah, nice thing is when you guys come back for our future live streams or you check out other videos, I can remember you all because there's not that many, and so it's beautiful. I love to see the channel grow though, and I just always enjoy chatting with you guys. Kind of the things we do on this channel. So some of my long form videos and my shorts, I do a lot of foraging. So you're gonna see a lot of natural harvesting, a lot of mushroom videos, natural wild edible foods. I also do a lot of hunting, a lot of fishing. I don't do as many videos of those subjects, but I do a lot of it. I also, because I live on an off-grid homestead, it's kind of a neat area here, sorry. The way the ice is undercut at the rock here. At least right here, that's a lot of ice. It's enough to walk on for sure. You see these layers of ice. But that's because we're on a ridge. I'll show you one more time. You can see where it cracked and it pushed it up on shore. So, not to say it's all this thick, but it is right here. Yeah, so I've got cows, I've got goats, I've got rabbits, I got ducks, I'm getting pigs, and we're slowly building on the homestead, getting more and more animals. So there's a lot of that content as well. And then right now, I don't know, at least 3 times a week, I like to come on live stream. When my wife and kids go to sleep, they tend to go to sleep a little bit earlier than I do. I like to get out here, go for a walk, do some animal chores, explore the property a bit. And so I figure while I'm doing all that, I like to take you guys with me. And we get to see if we see anything fun and exciting. Some big animal prints here, but I'm going to assume that that's my dog. So we'll ignore it. These are pretty big, but it's definitely possible that that's just my dog. The way the snow is melted around them, they're not super fresh. Hard to say. We have had some timber wolves on the property as well, but again, they didn't stick around either. They were here and then they were gone, so I'm not too worried about them. And let me catch up on the chat here and I'll just show you the property while I read. So, the real and authentic nature walk is honestly really cool and wholesome. Well, thank you and congratulations. I appreciate you guys. And you better get off the ice. Had all them kids and your wife back at home to take care of, LOL. Won't know where you're at if you fall in. And all of that, I am here for it. And are the rabbits for eating? Yes and no, but they are meat rabbits. They are New Zealand Flemish giants. And so when you get into, if you ever get into homesteading, you're going to learn that there's a lot of trading that goes on. So for example, my dog, I traded a live rabbit and $10 for my dog as a puppy from another homesteader who had puppies. We traded a couple rabbits for a pair of ducks. And so we do a lot of that kind of stuff. When it comes to things like rabbits, a lot of people homestead them in the area because they're super hardy, they do super well, they multiply fast. So a lot of people like getting into rabbits, and you like to have genetic diversity. So you don't want to just keep breeding your rabbits over and over. Sometimes you want to add another rabbit to the mix just to mix up the gene pool. And so people trade a lot of animals. So when I can't find someone who wants to buy or trade one of my rabbits, then whatever I decide not to keep to grow our colony, because we do try to grow the colony, make it bigger and bigger, then yes, we do eat the rest. And it is delicious. Wild hare, so wild rabbits, I hunt them as well. Wild hare, they are definitely gamier. They're lean because they're always on the run, so there's not a lot of fat on them. And, you know, they're just eating a very natural herby diet. And so they taste kind of earthy. Whereas homesteaded rabbits, especially after the winter when you're feeding them with a lot of pellets to fatten them up, they taste like chicken, like dark meat. They're really good. And because I keep mine in colony style typically, so they are not as lean as other people's rabbits, or I should say fat. They're not as fat as other people's rabbits, but they're still very good. We're back at the property here, just up ahead. We've made it without falling into the water. So I'm going to go and show you the rabbits. We'll go take a look at them. They are currently in, not in their colony. I have them in a hutch. That is because, sorry, big step. I can hear the water running through here. The rabbits are currently in a hutch because they had babies recently, and my goats also had babies, so I was using my colony area as a way to house my baby goats, so I moved the rabbits into a hutch. Let me catch up on some more of what you're saying here. Sorry. I never raised Flemish giants, but I did have some Californians, also a meat rabbit, also raised mini Rexes. There are so many varieties, and we had rabbits for a while too. They are the worst to butcher, but very delicious. I don't find the butchering of them that bad. I guess because I've always hunted wild game, wild hares, I'm so used to it. They're definitely easier than butchering something like a goat or a cow. Yeah. And then Preservin says, my 23-year-old son is a prepper. He does have chickens and ducks and all the items, multiple weapons, ammo, MREs and all that, but in Florida. And then, whew, no more ice. Yes, we're back at land. And I had a rabbit that turned extremely mean and bit everyone, like attacked us. Yeah, that's no fun. On a homestead, you kind of run it by the rules of no aggressive animals are allowed. If you got an animal that's aggressive, it's got to go. It's just not worth it. Not worth it for the kids getting hurt or yourself. Not when you're doing it for fun. To the prepper comment, I kind of half joke that I am one of the most hardcore preppers I know. So when Russia attacked Ukraine, I definitely got a little bit nervous that things were going to go sideways. And so the first thing I did, I used to have glasses. I went and got laser eye surgery. My thought was, if the world went for hay in a handbasket, I would be good as dead if I broke my glasses. So got laser eye surgery so I wouldn't need them. So that's prepper move number one. And then number two, I bought this property. And then on top of that, not only do I have this property, I started homesteading on it, raising my own animals. I also do a lot of hunting and a lot of fishing. So being on the lake is prepper move number 3. I do process a lot of my own food, but it's not like I've got a bunker or a bunch of canned goods stored. So I wouldn't say I prep in that sense, but living animals to me is worth a little more than canned goods in the fridge, or cupboard, I should say. Okay, we are back. Here's the homestead behind me, the building. And my Gabby. I left the door open to the maternity ward. I'm calling it the maternity ward. She probably needs help getting out. She probably can't get out. So this is originally my rabbit colony, and I've been letting the goats in here. I let the goats out today. I left the door cracked open in case the goats wanted out. However, I see my cow got in, and she's probably not too impressed. So let's get her out. We are gonna get her out of there. She probably can't get the door back open herself. She probably went in there and got stuck. Well, hello, goats. I know. You're trying to tell me, you're like, hey, she's in here. Oh, I'll come get you, girl. Let me close the gate though, because I don't want the goats getting out. Okay. Hey, be nice, guys. Be nice. Okay, Gabby. Oh, you can get out on your own. Good girl. Hey. Gabby. Settle. Hey. Settle. That's enough. If you guys catch one of my YouTube shorts there from last week, she got spooked like this and she kicked me. Gnarly bruise in the back of my leg. But I've got, hey guys, don't tempt her. I've got the baby goats here and I definitely don't want her to get spooked by them. And I don't want her to accidentally step on one. So there she is playing headbutt with my male goat. But yeah, I kind of got in her way the other day when she was on a rampage. I tried to settle her down. I gave her some pets. And hey. That's enough. Oh, the goats are easy. The goats are adorable, first off. Hello, little guy. Hello, mama. So these are the twins, and that's their mom, Mimi. We've got Noe right here. We got Orion right there. We got the smart mom over there. There's Mimi. Okay, I'm gonna lock you guys in here. I'm gonna lock you guys in this area just to keep the cow away. And I'm gonna let Bast, the other boy, be in general population. So just the way she got spooked by them there, I mean, she did just come out of locking herself in here. So I'm gonna lock the twins, the little goats, in here. I'll lock them in here so that they're safe. I don't want them to get hurt. I'm not as worried about these guys. Where are we? So this is just playing. They're just playing right now. That's it. Goats are hilarious this way. He doesn't know that she's 700 pounds more than him. And so he's just playing. But Gabby, don't kick me. I'm coming behind you. Don't kick. Okay. There she is there. Here's little Bast. I'm going to trust that little Bast is going to be fine in here with her. Because Bast is now about 4 or 5 weeks old. And he's my buddy. He's big. He's fast. He knows how to hide with mom. And mom knows how to keep him safe. So I'm not as concerned about him. Let's see what you guys are saying. Sorry, that got a little bit rowdy. Okay. Sorry, I missed a ton of conversation. We're going to catch up on your conversation, so bear with me 1 second. Sometimes things get a little rambunctious on the homestead, and so you got to take action, get in the middle of things, and help your animals out. She's entertaining nonetheless. So do. And they just sound like screaming children if you don't do it right. I did let him go. And Monty Python Rabbit of Carabanog. Look at the bones. And I wear glasses. This is something to definitely something to consider. The laser eye surgery went super well. There's definitely a tons of risks involved with it that they kind of warn you ahead of time. But I can't complain. I can see perfectly. I've got like 25/20 vision, so better than perfect vision. The surgery went super well. And we got Gabby out. There's our adorable cow, Freedom, Dangerous Excitement, and she's cute. She young. She is 2 years old. She's 2 years old. Noop says, our comments help make milestone moments for shorts. Yes, it does. It makes it easier to see what's going on. And what do you use for heat? A wood-burning stove? And how far is the feed store? So yeah, I do have a wood-burning stove. That's my primary heat source. I have propane as a backup, but I try to never let it run because where I am to deliver out here is so expensive. Like I said, I don't want to give away my location, but I'm in the middle of nowhere. The closest feed store from here, I could get feed about an hour and a half away. About an hour and a half is where I go to get my feed. So I buy it in bulk. I buy a ton of it at once. The hay bales I was getting, I got shipped in with a car hauler and flat deck truck and stuff. I got like 10 2,000-pound bales. We're almost through it, although, see, they spread it around a lot. So there's a pile over there, there's a pile over there, a pile over there. We got a bunch over there still, and that whole area is all still good edible hay. But we're so close to there being grass. Like in some areas, like right over behind the solar panels, I got some grass starting on the edge of the field. So soon enough, I can get them back into the fields. Behind me here, I got 25 acres of field right there. And so soon enough, I'll be able to let them graze again. But for now, we'll keep them in the winter yard. I've got about 5 acres here that I winter them in. And in the Middle Ages, farmers in cold regions kept livestock inside with them for warmth and safety. At least I don't have to do that anymore. And the smell. I have a friend who their house used to be the barn, and that's actually what it was. Is they had cattle in the basement, like the basement. It was a walkout basement, but they kept their cattle in there, and the heat would radiate up through the floors and help warm the house, along with a wood stove. But yeah, that's what they would do. They'd keep the cows in the basement, basically, to heat the house. Pretty fascinating stuff. And Go Fungi says, sounds about right. I wish to be happy in the middle of nowhere too. And does it get warm in the summer? Yes. So where I am in the middle of nowhere is in the winter, it's awful. So the winters get as cold as minus 50 Celsius. That's like minus 45 Fahrenheit, negative 45 Fahrenheit. And our days are short. We get like 8 hours of sunlight, 8-9 hours of sunlight in the winter. But then in the summers, we're on, as we circle around the sun, we get long days. So we end up getting like 15 hours of sunlight, and it gets up to like plus 40 degrees Celsius. So that'd be like, I don't know, 92 Fahrenheit-ish. So our summers get warm, but our winters are nasty. When it's minus 50 out, minus 50 Celsius, it is disgusting. Your eyes freeze closed. I've got a couple live streams. If you catch back, if you recheck the channel, I did a couple live streams at minus 40 Celsius. And you could see as the time goes on, my beard just becomes a giant block of ice. Ice starts forming around my eyes. And those streams only last about 15, 20 minutes because then the phone dies. It's so cold, the phone will just turn off. I'm surprised I can stream at all at that, but within 15 minutes of being outside, I go from a black beard to a white beard. It's kind of freaky. So if you take a look back, even just scroll through the thumbnails, you'll see on some of my lives there, you'll see a beard full of ice. Those minus 40 live streams are gnarly. And sounds like Basque country in Spain. And favorite steak sauce? I'm simple. I usually just eat my steaks with like some salt and pepper fried with a little bit of butter, and I'll eat it just like that. Sometimes I'll dip it in some hot sauce. Gabby, are you gonna run me over? Why are you looking at me like that? Why are you eyeing me up like you want to run me over? Hey, girl. Hey. So I did have a counterpart to her. I had a male bull, a bull cow. He was almost twice her size. He was about 1,400 pounds, massive, massive guy, thick muscles on the neck and stuff. But I have a history of a bad back. I heard it playing hockey back like 13, 14 years ago. I crushed one of my discs and fractured a couple of my vertebrae. And so every once in a while, like once every year or two, my back will throw out. Typically, it's been like a couple days. You'll get a bulged disc, things will reset, and you're good again. 2 times ago, I was thrown out for a week. This last time, it was like 6 weeks. So I was hurting. I was hobbling around. But even though you're hurt, you still got to take care of the farm. You still got to muck the barn. You got to feed the animals. You got to do all the chores. And the problem was my bull was getting more and more aggressive with me as time went on. And so when I hurt myself, normally if he came up on me, I would just give him a little bit of a push away and he'd back off. And sometimes he'd try to throw some headbutts at me, but I can kind of duck his shoulder, give him a shove, and he'd back off. He didn't know he was bigger than me, so it worked. The problem was when I threw my back out, he started doing that, and I couldn't fight back. I couldn't push him. I couldn't get away. And so there was a few times where he had me pinned against the barn and he was throwing headbutts, and I just have to wait. He'd try to throw me. He'd try to lift me and throw me. And once he realized that it was more fun to throw me around than to let me throw him around, that was kind of game over. So the nail in the coffin was 2 weeks ago when the twins, the baby goats, were born. 2 weeks ago, the baby goats were born, 1 in the morning. Making sure she's not going to kick me back there. The goats were born. I came out here. I had to dry them off, make sure the birth went well. I had a baby monitor set up so I could hear when they were going into labor. So I ran out, helped the mom give birth. Everything went well. Took care of them. Good show. And then when I came out, my male cow was way back there where she's going on the hay bales. And I came out here and he ran from the hay bales out towards me and charged me. And he slammed into me. And so I managed to get, he pushed me against the barn. I got to the other side of him. And then he shoved me like 40 feet across the field, getting faster and faster and faster. He backed up and he ran me. And he probably hit me like 15 kilometers an hour, just hit me like a truck. And I went flying like 5 feet, middle of the night. It was awful. And then the worst part is I got up and he spun around and he ran me again. And so after he got me twice like that, I decided, my wife was 8 months pregnant. We just had the baby. I thought if he did that to her, I would have lost the baby. If he did it to one of my kids, I could have lost a kid. He could have killed me. I mean, for what it's worth, 1,400 pounds hitting you did not feel great. And so that night, I locked him in the barn, and the next day I brought him to the butcher. I felt a little bad about it, but at the end of the day, once he realized that I was kind of a toy, it was just a matter of time till he was going to hurt me seriously. So now, in about a week, he'll be done hanging at the butcher and we can eat him. It wasn't the plan. That was another part of my whole prepping thing, was being able to breed the cattle. But he was 2 years old and due to be eaten. So it is what it is. I do have a neighbor who's about 4 or 5 kilometers away who has a bull, and they said I could pick their bull up, bring it here, and breed my cow in the summer if I want to. So that's what we'll probably do. We'll just borrow their bull, breed her, and we'll start again. Like I said, it's not worth having a dangerous animal when you're doing this for fun. So yeah, anyway, he was the right weight, he was the right age, so we're just gonna eat him. And you guys are saying, OMG, you're lucky you're okay. I am. Like my wife, she was out with the baby goats when I was taking care of them, and she was devastated. She saw him run me and throw me. Like I went probably 4 or 5 feet, like 2 or 3 feet in the air and 4 feet over when he hit me. It felt like getting hit by a truck. Thankfully, I landed in the snow back here, and so I didn't, re-hurt my back during that. But yeah, it was a risky situation. And I was gonna ask if he tasted nice. Well, in another week, I will find out. And we had a beef cow named Stupid. We definitely ate him when he was getting aggressive with the heifers. And Richard says, guess we'll find out. And DJ says, food in the fridge. And how old was Stupid? A good 5 years. I absolutely enjoyed our Stupid steak. You know what's funny is this is the barn here. Uh, Pardon the fact that it looks rough. I actually took this building from another one of my properties. I cut it into several pieces and I hauled it here on a flat deck trailer and I rebuilt it. I do plan to rip the siding down, but I'm going to put in another addition off the front where the blue is here. I'm going to put another addition out the front. And so I haven't resided it yet. I got to finish fixing it up a little bit, reside it. Looks rough, but I actually just took these boards that are right here and I screwed them against the door and locked them in there. And I was going to put him down myself. I was going to shoot him. I was so mad at him. When he ran me over, I was so mad at him. And the butcher said I was not allowed to put him down myself. Food safety laws, they have to do it at a licensed facility. I think it's an excuse to charge me a couple $100, to be honest. But I get it. They want to make sure they know he was killed in a clean way. And they want to know the time it was done and blah, 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 blah. But they said to me, they said, we know you want to do it yourself, but you have to let us. So yeah, that didn't pan out that way. But like I said, I do feel bad about it. I raised that guy from a bottle-fed baby. He was born so big that his mom passed away. So we adopted him to raise him. And so I bottle fed that guy. We spent a lot of nights like lying down in the field out here. He was my buddy, but as he got bigger and more aggressive, you know, just wasn't safe. So I do feel bad about it. This isn't something that I'm proud of, but it is part of homesteading. It's the hardest part, but it is part of it. And hey, little grasshopper, BD Bob, welcome back. How are you doing? We are just hanging out in the field. We got some animals over there, some in front of me, and we're just chatting about the homestead life. And favorite wild animal to eat? White-tailed deer for sure. White-tailed deer. I shot 2 of them in the backfield here this past fall. They are delicious. They're plentiful in my area. Yeah, can't complain about that. As far as favorite animal to hunt enjoyability-wise, I gotta say it's probably grouse and wild hare. A partridge, grouse, and wild hare, just because I can take the kids with me, and there's also a lot of them, and it's not a lot of sitting around. We go walking in the forest. It's great fun. And what do you do for income when you live off grid? So that is definitely something that a lot of people don't think about. People think that they want to save a few bucks and live off grid. It's expensive. It's almost as expensive as living in the city. You know, obviously, the more robust you go with your solar setup, I have a very minimal solar right now. The system I have is so old, it can only support these 6 panels. I have a few more panels over there, but I'd have to upgrade the whole system. So I don't feel like doing that yet. Like I said, in a few years, I plan to build a new place. And at that point, I'll upgrade the system for both houses. So mostly I'm powered by generator. And so it's expensive. I do run a business. So I have a decent income. So yeah, I can't complain there. But a lot of people, I've heard people talk about coming off grid and doing what I'm doing. You're definitely cheaper to buy your food from wholesale grocery stores. It's not cheap to raise the animals. For example, I hatched my ducks. I ended up keeping 6 of them for eggs. They don't start laying for 6 months, so you got to feed them and house them for 6 months. And then they start laying. In the winter, they slowed, at least up here because we have such cold, long winters, they stop laying eggs. And then a fox got a bunch of my ducks. So you spend all that time, money, and resource and effort. You got to clean up after them and do all that just to lose some animals. So doing it small scale isn't the most feasible. If you were to do it for money, rabbits are the way to go. The rabbits are definitely the best bang for the buck. Spring, summer, fall, they eat grass. Winter, you have to feed them with pellets, but the pellets are cheap. They're just basically rolled up alfalfa, so more grass. And you could produce around 8 to 10 rabbits per female every 30 days. I space mine out because I don't want to have that many, and I like giving the moms a break. I like giving them a chance to recover. So I don't overbreed my rabbits, but you can. Some people do. And yeah, after about 6 weeks, the babies get up to about that 5 pounds butcher weight. So rabbits are very feasible. Every other animal can be expensive. Like this girl back there, it costs me about $700, $800 a year in feed to get her to size. So, you know, usually you would butcher a cow around 2 years old. So you're talking not only do you have the mom, but let's say you just have the baby heifer, you're still talking $700, $800, at least in my area, $800 a year to feed them. So you're still $1,600, and then the butcher fees. In my area, it's about just over $1 a pound of weight. So, you know, if you're going to get 600 pounds of meat off of her, you're still looking at another. So you're like 2,200 pounds for the cow. Yes, that's probably as good as Walmart pricing, but you have all the risk. If you were to lose the animal, if you were to get sick, if you got vet bills, you also have to have the land to do this. Fencing alone costs a fortune. So yeah, you do it for the lifestyle, not the feasibility. Super enjoyable being out here, but it's not the most affordable thing. And I like bird hunting, but I hate cleaning them. So with partridge, what I do is I step on the wings, pull the legs, pull out the breasts, and then I just take my knife and I quickly cut off the legs. It's pretty quick and easy. When you get good and efficient at it, they're a really easy animal to process, and they taste delicious. What are you doing, goat? One of them just decided to boogie out there, just stormed out there. Pheasant is delicious. Sometimes it happens. Butterscotch was over 25-year-old milking cow that we had since the calf. So sad to see her go. 4 gallons a day, 2 in the morning and 2 in the evening. That's awesome. These goats actually have a great milk yield. The nice thing about the goats is they maintain a good healthy yield for about 2 weeks before it starts to fall off. Whereas a dairy cow, you want to be milking them every day. These guys, if you have to skip a couple days because you got to go away, you're not going to notice a difference. It's awesome. The milk tastes good. There's no complaints there. I milked off one of them after the last babies, but this time I'm letting them eat, and then we're going to continue milking them. Nothing to complain about there. I haven't experimented with cheeses and stuff, but we will this time around. And Perseverance says, Florida, it's $20 per fence post. I'm in the process of fencing the front of my property because 5 dogs attacked my dog and my own dang front yard. Yeah, that's frustrating. I live in the middle of nowhere, so I don't have to worry about that. But yeah, I've got T-bars for fencing here with cattle fencing, and then I've got electric fencing with some barbed wire running out that way. I am switching it for high tensile wire. Right now I'm using temporary poly wire, but I'm going to switch it all out for high tensile. I'm going to do the whole 30-acre field as soon as the ground thaws here. So I've got all the materials sitting out front here. Just need the ground to thaw. I'm super fortunate. I got a ton of cedar on the property. So I plan to harvest and drag a bunch of that out for my posts. In addition to the T-bars, I got a ton of metal T-bars, but just to reinforce corners in different areas. You know, you can see the post I'm leaning against right now is a cedar post. I've got some more holding up the lean-tos on the barns. Yeah, it's fun building with the natural resources on the property. And Just a Dude says, well, it was nice to chat, but I'm going to bed for now. You know what, Just a Dude, I'm going to call it a day too, guys. It's time for me to go. Okay, before I leave, let's go check on the rabbits quick because I want to top their waters up. So let's go deal with that. Bast, do you guys want in the maternity ward? Do you want in here? Where do you want to sleep? Are you going to sleep in the barn or do you want to sleep in here? Hey, little Bast. Oh, here. Oh, Bast is my buddy. Here's the Bast cam. Hello, Bast. Oh, yes. Okay, before we lose light, let's go check on the rabbits. Do you guys want in? Do you guys want in here? Is that what you want? Do you want to sleep in here? You're so used to it. You probably do. Here, come on in, guys. I'll let you out tomorrow. Come on in, Bast. Come on, Mimi. Come on, Mama. Okay, in you go. In you go. I'll lock you guys in here. I've had them in here for about 4 weeks, and now they're just used to it. I was going to let them sleep in the main barn with the other goats and the cow, but they want to be in here, so I'm going to let them in. I can see them just hanging out watching me, hoping I was going to let them in. So that's what we'll do. Let's sneak around to the rabbits. I know it's getting dark, so let's see what's going on with the rabbits. We're going to use the phone to lock the fence, the gate. Okay, sorry, let's catch up on a quick conversation. And Perseverance says, I live half an hour from town, but there's still people out here. Wow, it's still light there, and it's almost 9:30, and it's dark here. Nice meeting you. Good luck to your wife and your kids and all your animals. Thank you, Perseverance, and thank you for subscribing. I appreciate you. Here's the baby rabbits in here. Although, whoa, are we zoomed in? I think we're zoomed in. There we are. They're all snuggled up. How's your water? I think you guys can use some more water. So, I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to take care of these rabbits. I'm going to finish the animal chores here. It's getting dark, so I'm just going to let you guys go so I can take care of this. I appreciate you guys. Thank you for joining me. Thanks for all the conversations. And thanks for making sure I didn't fall through the ice. I'm going to say it was your guys' prayers and thoughts that kept me from falling through, and nothing to do with the thickness of the ice. So thank you guys, and we will chat again later. Take care.